What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another Steam Deck video. Finally getting a chance to check out RoboCop Rogue City here. Still doing some recovering here at home, so it's been a little bit limited, but I've really been enjoying my time with this game, and it's running decently enough on the Steam Deck. Let's get in and take a look at it here. So this isn't a verified game yet, however, I haven't had any problems playing for quite a few hours on the Steam Deck. Launching's been fine. I'm not forcing any Proton compatibility layers. I'm on preview 3.5.1, and I'm using 4 gigabytes of VRAM on the Steam Deck. Now let's go ahead and go into the options here. I'm not going to do a lot of playing around with options in this video. The game is pretty tough to run. We're at full screen, 720p. FSR 2.2, you could use Intel, which is a bit cleaner, but it doesn't give us as much performance. And in this game, I'm trying to keep that FPS up a little bit. But we'll just focus on that for this video. On balanced, and then I'm near view distance, medium on shadows and post-processing, and then low for textures and effects, off for motion blur, unlimited frame rate, and off on the lumen reflections. Now you could turn shadows and the other medium down to low as well, but it doesn't really gain you anything, and moving the other parts up does kind of hurt performance. You could also mess with FSR 2.2 and Intel a bit. You could go performance and that type of thing, but the game gets very CPU bound in the areas where performance really tanks anyways. There's not much we can do to really help that on the Steam Deck. It's an Unreal Engine 5 game that's very difficult to run. There's not a lot of squeezing that we can do. However, in all of my time playing here, what has been nice is I haven't experienced any crashing, and I've picked this particular mission to show off here because it gives me the best of both worlds, where you guys can see some interior gameplay and performance along with some of the worst when it comes to exterior. But all in all, the game plays pretty well, even with the frame rate kind of dipping much lower than we might want a lot of the times, and it's certainly going to come down into the 20s in the game a lot. Cutscenes are rendered in-game rather than like pre-rendered cutscenes, which is pretty nice. They look good even at these lower settings, and they always run pretty well, pretty smooth, and I haven't had any problems with those. And if you're a RoboCop fan, they're worth watching because I'm really enjoying my time with this game as a huge fan of the original 1987 movie. It's basically a nostalgia fest, but really gives you the idea of what it's like to play as RoboCop. Now you'll see as we're outside here, we're obviously rendering more in, and we have more to draw and view distance effects, NPCs and all that. And performance does, of course, dip down more than we might see in some of the interior areas, especially when we get to some places where you might have a lot of explosions on screen, more enemies and characters. You could come down to about 18 FPS and then recover, or maybe even hover down in the 20s when you're playing. The only good thing about this, even though this may not be a playable experience for everyone, and I certainly get that, for me, it actually being a single player campaign that isn't all about fast motion. You're basically a walking tank going through all these different missions and performing all your objectives and things like that. It's not really a game breaking experience even when the FPS comes down low. Is it great? No, it's not always the best experience, and you'll see here when I have a big explosion what happens to the frame rate, and then the deck has to recover. And is that the best? No. But it doesn't crash, at least it hasn't for me yet. Stays very playable, recovers, and controls always continue to work well, and I'm able to get through everything. I haven't necessarily died or haven't been able to complete a mission or play the game due to the performance on the Steam Deck. It's not the greatest performance, but it does work. So if you're looking to play RoboCop Rogue City and you only have a Steam Deck, or you're looking to play it there, I think you'll be able to pull it off, but be aware what you're getting into when it does come to performance. It's certainly not the best, but I would consider the game basically playable. Alright guys, I just wanted to give you a quick look here at what's going on with RoboCop Rogue City. Having a ton of fun with the game itself. Thanks a lot for coming to check out the video as always. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.